Good evening, everybody. Welcome and thank you so much for joining me today. Okay, so today I've got a special guest. His name is Chris Diamond. He goes by another name because he's from Rus, Bulgaria. It is 3 a.m. over there. Can you believe people actually get up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning to do action coaching with me? I can't tell you how privileged I am to have people all around the world that really love doing this with me and will join me at any hour. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. We had Olivier and Natalie from France who joined us. It was 2 a.m. there when they did. We've had guests from Australia and all parts of the world who've joined us, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time. So Chris is going to talk to us tonight about making money with Kindle. Now, there are other courses out there. There are other experts out there who have Kindle courses. I know that Ryan Dice just put one out, and it's no secret that money can be made with Kindle. But here's the difference, and here's what action coaching is all about. Chris is a client of mine. We started working together about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And because Chris is a student of Eben's. We started working together. Chris is working on a number of different products and programs, and then he got into this Kindle thing because a friend of his over there was making like $5 grand a month, okay, just publishing little pamphlets on Kindle. And so I encouraged him to, dig into this Kindle thing, start getting all the details, dig into it like Ray dug into YouTube and figure this thing out. And he did figure it out. And I told him to put together a course, and he put together an amazing course. And at the end, if you stay with us until the bitter end, he's going to give you Module 1 of his course. You're going to love this, okay? So before we get to Chris, though, I have an announcement to make. A friend of mine, actually another client, one of my cutest clients. She's absolutely adorable. Her name is Christine. She gave me this amazing idea, okay? And it was to have a contest. Why? Because she got cut out of Eben's contest. She has the most brilliant plan. She's had the most amazing results, but didn't get there in time, or somehow something got mixed up in the translation, and she didn't get there. So she suggested I do my own contest. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And here's what I'm going to call it. It's going to be Scott SWAT Contest, Stealth Website Action Tactics. So the question is, are you sitting all comfy, listening to me each week in your cute little polka dot ACC Snuggies, or are you like Christine, Kathy Roberts, Ray Reichert, out there, commando style, stalking the latest intel? Are you getting wet and dirty, nasty and grimy, falling down, trying to figure this stuff out? Well, guess what? We're going to find out. We're going to find out who is and who's not. We're going to find out who's worthy and who's not. I'm going to have complete details next Monday because I haven't sorted out all the details on this contest yet. You know why? Because I just found out about it 15 minutes ago. All right? I just discovered that I was going to be doing a contest. But this is what we're calling it. And so I want every single person listening tonight to start getting your stuff together. Now here's the basic rundown. Here's the basic rundown on the contest. I want to see you implement a particular strategy that you've learned from me or from Eben or from any other place that you've learned it that deals with online marketing. I want you to then put this down in bullet format or in one page. I want to see what you did. I want to see how you did it, and I want to see bona fide results in the real world. Okay? This is going to be real world stuff. Now, I haven't come up with a prize yet either, so I want to ask you guys what you think would be a good prize. Now, don't get stupid on me, okay? Give me some realistic stuff that I can actually, award as a prize, okay? Like some special time with me, okay? Something like that. Or, I don't know, you guys think of something. The point of this is, if we really are going to make money doing this, this is a great way to get people motivated to actually do stuff. every single person that I have worked with on Eben's team for the past 2.5 years who has succeeded is a person who's done stuff, real stuff, okay? Real stuff. Kathy Roberts, I've been working with her for a year. She has made the most monumental advances that I've seen anyone make in that short a period of time. She's got a beautiful website. She's making money. She's just come so far, and she's learned every single thing on her own. Christine is doing the exact same thing. Just started working with Christine recently, and she's already turning this thing inside out. She is going to be one of the success stories very, very soon. Ray's my hero. He's my YouTube hero. I mean, he is, you guys, everybody knows Ray. Ray came on, he's done 2 presentations for Action Coaching Club already. In the last one, he offered to work with people individually one-on-one. Christine is one of the people that he's worked with, and she just had a video that had so much success last week. This is one video that went out, 37,000 views in a week. We still haven't figured out how the heck they did that, all right? But my point is, those people that are making it happen are the people that are in the gutter doing the work, getting dirty. You have to do it. This is not one of those things that just happens. Okay? Chris, our special guest tonight, he's in the trenches. He's making it happen. He doesn't make excuses. You know what? Chris was really, really lucky. Chris lived in the U.S. for a couple of years. And while he was here, well, it probably happened before he got here, but I'm going to blame it on the U.S. While he was here, he picked up that American motivation chromosome, that thing that makes us amazing, all right? And he took it back to Bulgaria with him, and he kept working it and working it. Now he's created this great course and a number of other money-making ventures, and he's going to show you how to do it as well. So here's what we're going to do tonight. Chris is going to do a real hardcore training on Kindle tonight. When it's all over, he's going to give you a link, and you can go to that link and get the first module of his course for free, okay? Absolutely free. Then we're going to do a Q&A. So while we're going through, think of some questions, pop your questions in the question box, and then I'll go through the questions at the very end, okay? So I hope everybody likes my idea or Christine's idea for a contest. I'm sure digging it. Now, let me do the old fumble here to make Chris the presenter. So stand by with me for just a second.
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Can you hear me now?
All right, Chris, we've got you. We've got you visual and we've got you audio, so take it away. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for getting up bright and early or staying up late. We really appreciate you doing that for us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Scott. Hi, this is Chris Diamond. Thanks for joining this call. Oh, by the way, I have a very embarrassing confession to make. I don't have the famous Bulgarian waffle bread with sprinkles on top, but I'll try to get something more exciting than this I did on this call. As already Scott mentioned, I'm going to give you the first module of my training course. So you make sure you stay until the end of this presentation. And of course, Scott, thanks for the sweet introduction. And let's get down to business because I really have a lot to share, shall we? All right.
Let's do it.
So let me ask you a question. Why are you here? This is a very important question because I don't want to waste your time with empty promises or theory. Scott and they've been picking for a reason to be part of this call. I'm all about results. If I don't see results for myself and my clients, I'm not happy. And I think we're on the same page here with Scott as well. That's because I'm quite familiar with some of the Scott's products, and I can tell that they rock, especially if you implement his strategies. Now, I'm assuming that you want to make some extra income from the internet. That's why you're here. But somehow, projects take longer than expected, and it can be quite frustrating because you put a lot of efforts and time and your energy to it, but don't see many results. Like, for example, SEO, search engine optimization, takes a long time. especially if you want to get a decent amount of traffic to what you're offering or to what you're selling and make some money with it. Building a list also with subscriber base to which you can promote your products and services also takes long time and connections which you may or may not have. Buying traffic from Google and Facebook may seem as a shortcut, but it may not be cost effective, especially if you're a beginner and don't know what to do. Often, when you have a website, it takes a long time to get a decent amount of traffic to it. And you probably know that if there's no traffic to what you're selling, there's no income. Moreover, if you have a lot of traffic, but you don't have the target audience to which you should be selling, you're not going to experience substantial results. So now I'm going to show you how to make money online and be a partner with one of the biggest retail companies in the world, Amazon. I'm not talking about the Amazon's Associates program where you can be an affiliate with Amazon and sell Amazon's products and receive a commission from each sale. No, I'm talking about the Amazon Kindle Publisher program. No matter who you are, no matter where you live, and no matter who you know, everyone can do it. You can do it too. As long as you have the persistence to get things going, no matter how slow you're moving, you should not stop, because you have to see your outcome inside your head first, and it's just a matter of time to get there. Suddenly, reaching your outcome becomes inevitable. And that's a philosophy you should have, especially if you want to get the success you want. It should feel like you're almost if you're underwater and out of breath or out of oxygen, especially if you feel like you're stuck in the pool drain, forcing you to stay more underwater. Well, how bad you want to get back on the surface and get some fresh air. That is how bad you should want it. This is the determination you should have if you want to get the success you want, as if you don't have more oxygen in order to bring the change you want. But I know you are, because not everyone has the privilege to join the Action Coaching Club that you're a part of. You're an action taker, and I'm here for you to show you the process of making money with Amazon Kindle. Why Amazon Kindle? Well, as I already mentioned, Amazon is one of the largest retail companies in the world. They have millions of customers and tons of traffic every single day. In fact, according to Quantcast, Amazon is getting over 75 million people per month, and that is only in the US. I think that makes like 2 or 3 million people per day. Those are daily visits to Amazon, and that's an enormous amount of traffic. And that is only the United States. Amazon also have visits from the UK, France, Canada, Germany, Italy, and Japan, and all over the world as well. So, moreover, Amazon is the largest buyer search engine in the world. They hold over 200 million customer credit cards. You can imagine. Amazon Kindle books have started to outsell hardcover and paperback books. Amazon's electronic purchases have tripled from 2007 to 2010 and quadrupled by 2012. By the end of this 2013, more than 50% of your sales will come through large retail stores like Amazon and iTunes. If you don't use their platforms to sell your products and services, you'll be out of business, especially if you're not using the internet to promote them. Here's the thing. If you use the Amazon's platform, you don't have to worry about traffic generation anymore, which was the biggest bottleneck of any internet marketing business, and you already know this. Here's another reason why I love Kindle so much. When you have a job, you're usually working hard to get a paycheck. Often, regardless of the results you're producing, you'll get paid. However, when you have a job, you work for the earned income, and the government takes about 50% from your salary in the form of taxes. However, when you publish Kindle books or books on Kindle, you get a passive form of income. You get paid while you sleep. Regardless if you have a job or not, or regardless of whether you're working or not, you still get paid, tax-free in some instances, because you're going to receive royalties from Amazon. You work once to get the book published, and then you enjoy long-term benefits or long-term royalties from your work. Each Kindle books is like a virtual real estate. Each book can give you a daily income without working. You may have a job or not, that's okay too, but still you can get a monthly income from Amazon, and that is the whole idea behind it. You want to tap into this new economy and start making money from the internet. Having jobs and working for somebody else is already an old idea. I don't like this idea anymore, especially if you want to create a substantial amount of wealth for yourself. Most people try to go to school and study hard to get a high-paid job. Again, that is an old idea. We're entering a jobless economy. There will be fewer jobs in the future, and simply because the economy doesn't work in that way anymore. You need to adapt to those certain changes in the economy and enter new opportunities the internet is providing, because this is what will separate you from the rest of the world. Okay, so what are we actually selling on Amazon? Information is the new currency. Today, we live in the information age. The new wealth is information. During the agricultural age, between the 18th and 19th century, people with the most land had the wealth. They owned most of the land and the castles. If you were not born into those selected groups of people, you're an outsider with very little chance to become an insider and become wealthy. And therefore, only 10% of the people were in power as a result of marriage or heritage. And the other 90% were working hard and serving the landlords. During the agricultural age or the agrarian age, 90% of the people worked hard to support the 10% who didn't appear to be working at all. Next, during the industrial age, people with the most factories had the wealth. The wealth simply shifted from the agricultural land to real estate, such as buildings, factories, residential homes, etc. Therefore, agricultural lands dropped in value dramatically because the wealth shifted to those who owned the buildings on the land. Suddenly, rich, fertile land became less valuable than the rocky land, where you cannot grow a thing. The rocky land could hold skyscrapers and factories. As a result, farmers had to work harder to produce more in order to maintain certain standards of living. They were losing their wealth as it shifted to another direction. And during the industrial age, going to school and getting a job was quite popular because industrialists needed qualified individuals to work in their factories and skyscrapers. In the agricultural age, formal education was not necessary because professions were handed from parent to child. Near the end of the industrial age, the whole idea of having a job and going to school was popularized. People work in a single job for life, climbing the corporate ladder, and retired with great benefits and good pension plans, in the hope that the company and the government will take care of their needs. In the industrial age, however, and the agrarian age, 10% of the people controlled the rest of the world. However, this time, to be part of the 10% was not determined by birth anymore, but it was determined by determination itself. Everyone could do it, as long as they acquire certain skills and motivation to get it done. When the internet came along, things changed dramatically. Before the internet, there have been 10% of the people who controlled the remaining 90% of the population. Today, during the information age, people with the most timely and exclusive information have the wealth. To join the 10%, you just need an idea and a well-defined plan of action. That's it. You don't need connections, you don't need money, you don't need to inherit the wealth from somebody else. As you can see, I made it in Bulgaria, in a third world country. Everyone can do it. The wealth is not anymore inherited. you can create it. Most of the wealthy people today are self-made, just like Kevin Pagan, selling information products to his clients, where those products, people cannot find them in the traditional school system. And the bottom line is, all it takes is information to become wealthy. No longer does it take money to make money. No longer does it take vast tract of land and resources to become rich. No longer it takes people and connections to become wealthy. It doesn't matter your religion, sex, and race anymore. Ideas and information create the wealth today. In fact, money is just an idea too. Unfortunately, you cannot teach someone who is attached to old ideas, whether they're young or old. So if you understand that we live in the information age where we're bombarded with information on a daily basis, you should take advantage of this right now and begin creating information based on your experience, expertise, or whatever to help other people. That's because information is the new currency, and helping others is the most fulfilling way that you can acquire wealth for yourself. Since information is new currency and the new wealth, you need to create information so that other people can buy. Guess what? An ebook is simply a package of information other people can buy, read, take action, achieve certain results, or simply get entertained depending on the strategy you're using to create the ebook. You can turn information or what you know into money, where Amazon Kindle is the vehicle to get there. That's because Amazon has a returning customer base and a lot of people love to buy things from Amazon. Therefore, Amazon needs publishers to submit information their customers would love to buy. Okay, so what does it take to publish on Amazon? Well, it's very simple. You need an Amazon publisher account, which is free. You can get there by going to this link. And you have the ability to submit any type of ebooks you can think of. And the process is pretty straightforward. And all it takes for Amazon, it takes about 12 hours for your ebooks to get approved. In fact, when you submit a Kindle book on Amazon, usually you get results within a week. You can get your first sale within days, and you'll see how it will grow over time. There are a lot of people in the internet marketing world trying to make fortunes on the internet, but somehow they haven't made their first dollar first. Somehow they get sidetracked by shiny objects, jumping on the next money-making opportunity and the next magic pill or the next magic bullet without even making a dollar. They usually end up having jobs they don't like and complain how bad the economy is. Well, it is very easy to make your first dollar with Amazon. In fact, you can do this within just days when you submit your book. In fact, you can very easily make $600 a month with Amazon without working, and I'm going to show you how in this call. Let me show you the income I'm getting from Amazon to see what I teach produces certain results. This is the screenshot from my bank account. As you can see, this is the screenshot from April 2012. And the reason why there are 3 payments is because when you publish your book on Kindle, Amazon will sell your book in Spain, France, Germany, and UK simultaneously. That's pretty cool, right? That's why I'm getting 3 different payments based on the Amazon store I'm selling my products. Here's a screenshot for May. Here I made close to $500. Well, it was my slowest month. This is a screenshot for June 2012. In June was also very slow for me, but this is when the things start getting really interesting. And here's a screenshot for July 2012. As you can see, my income almost doubled when I implemented some of my strategies and I was testing things out. And here's my screenshot for August 2012 for my bank account. And this is a screenshot for September 2012. As you can see, I've been getting a consistent monthly income from Amazon Kindle without working, month after month after month on autopilot. Probably the income is not that much, but I'm grateful for what it is because this is the income while I'm not working. I've been getting paid by Amazon by doing different things, being with friends and family, or simply working on other projects. Amazon Kindle is really a revolution when it comes to making money on the internet, because it has never been easier to make money online. All you have to do is just have your own ebook to get started. To make an ebook is quite easy. You're probably thinking, well, who has the time to write books anymore? You know, there's so much going on and we have very little or no time. It can take weeks or even months. Well, not exactly. To submit an ebook on Amazon, it doesn't have to be 100 pages or 200 pages long. In fact, you can easily have an ebook that is 20 pages long in a Microsoft Word document and having it approved on Amazon Kindle for sale. It is not a book then, but a report. Still, Amazon treats reports as books, and it can sell reports that are not that long in length. So there are no excuses whatsoever. Even if you don't have to write the book yourself, you can outsource it if you don't want to write it yourself. But you can outsource this stuff very easily to other people, and I'll show you how to outsource effectively to minimize the cost and increase your profits. Okay, so what do you need to do to submit your ebook on Kindle? In order to submit your work on Kindle, you need to have an ebook cover, a short description of the ebook or a summary of it, the ebook itself on a Microsoft Word document, and of course your ebook's title. And I'm going to show you how to create some of the most effective titles, e-covers, and descriptions for your books in order to boost sales and make more money. But for now, let me go over the process of submitting an ebook on Amazon Kindle so that you can get started right away. First, select a niche or a category in which you want to publish your ebook on Amazon. Based on your keyword research, which I'm going to show you how to do, and what other people are buying from Amazon, you can discover hidden niches or categories where you can publish your books. If you create an ebook, it doesn't have to be, if you create an ebook that doesn't have much demand, no matter how good the marketing and how good the content of the ebook is, it will not sell because there's no demand. That's why you need to know the hot categories and the hot niches within Amazon in order to create your ebooks. That's because not all categories in Amazon sell equally. You have to know which categories has the most demand and less competition so that you can create what people are looking for. Second, write or outsource the book. This is pretty straightforward. Again, you don't have to publish 100 pages plus books worth of content. If you can write more, of course, depending on your available time, it will be better. But you can create easily 20 to 30 pages ebooks on a subject of your interest and submit it for approval on Amazon Kindle. It is important to know that you don't want to submit any PLR content. PLR stands for private label rights. Since Amazon detects duplicate content or books that are already published on Kindle, your book may not be approved if it's already on Kindle. Even if you change the title or the chapter names of the PLR work, it is not enough to publish your book successfully. Often it takes time to rewrite the book yourself, so that it's much better off to write a book from scratch or have someone else write it for you. 3. After you write the book, you need to format the book. Proper formatting can be quite critical when you create the content for your book. Sometimes Amazon doesn't convert complex objects created with Microsoft Word created with Microsoft Word. So you have to be aware of that. And I'm going to show you how to format your books effectively so that ebooks can get approved right away. The fourth thing you need to do is, based on your content and based on what your book is all about, you have to design your ebook cover. You want to choose an image that is appropriate to the book you're about to sell. Remember that an image is worth 1,000 words. So pick carefully your artwork, especially if you want your book to sell like crazy. And fifth, you have to upload your book on Amazon. This is pretty straightforward. As you have an Amazon publisher account, you see an option where you can upload your book and just follow the instructions on the page. All you have to do is just to choose your ebook's title, your ebook's description, and your ebook cover to get it all right. And the sixth step you need to know is to get reviews. The sixth step, after your book is published and approved and submitted on Amazon, customer reviews have a significant impact on the performance of your Kindle books. You want to find people who can review your book for free and submit a review in exchange. This can really boost sales, since it's a form of social proof. People want to buy things other people like. This is the power of the crowd. If other people like it, it must be good. However, you don't want to buy reviews. Some people buy reviews from Fiverr or Fiverr.com for $5 or whatever, thinking that they are smart. However, Amazon has a strict policy that forbids buying reviews so that you can increase sales. Your account may be terminated or completely hosed and your books deleted from Amazon. It will put your income at jeopardy. You don't want to do that. And the seventh step is to promote your book. It is not enough to just publish your book if you don't promote it with the tools Amazon is going to give you. You're pretty much not going to do a thing. You may promote your book through your blog, through your Facebook, YouTube, or other traffic sources, but Amazon provides pretty powerful promotional tool for free that can boost sales to ebooks in order to increase sales and rankings. You want to promote your book, especially if you want sales to pour in just a couple of days after you submitted your book on Amazon. Here's a little tip. You can pick some of the best performing books that you already have on Amazon and buy traffic from Google AdWords and Facebook ads to those best sellers to increase revenue. Since if those books are selling pretty well, I mean really 10 or more copies a day, you can buy traffic from Amazon in order to increase sales and exposure. It makes sense, right? But when you create your books for Kindle, you have to be aware of two things: marketing and content. The marketing is the process of filtering out potential buyers to your Kindle books. You don't want to sell your books to everyone. I mean, you don't want to sell your single book you're submitting on Kindle to everyone. That's because if someone buys your book because of a misleading title or a misleading ebook cover, if they buy it, they'll refund it and often leave a 1-star review, which can hurt your sales down the road. The role of your marketing is to choose carefully who's going to buy your book and who shouldn't buy your book. This is very critical. Therefore, you need to know your customer very well in order to create the marketing for your book. And that is going to be even more important if you're trying to create a non-fiction books or how-to books for Kindle. If you position your book in a way that talks directly to your ideal customer, you have more sales and enjoy bigger profits. The content of your book is also important. You want to deliver to the promise your marketing is making. The content of your book should be aligned with your marketing. If your content sucks and the book may sell for a day or two because of a great marketing, but if it's poorly written, someone can snap an ugly review and your days are over. Once your book is labeled as poorly written, it will scare people away and they are not going to buy it. Proper grammar, punctuation, and sentence structure is critical to your Kindle success. Here's the bottom line. If content is king, marketing is the queen. They both go hand in hand in order to get the success you want. When I submit ebooks on Kindle, usually I like to test different categories. So I go for quantity first and create as many books as possible. Since I'm creating 20 or 30 page reports, I can do an ebook for just a day. Especially if I have experience and knowledge in the genre of the book I'm about to write. There is not any specific formula to get into that pace. It just takes practice. Even if English is not my first language, I managed to do Kindle books in just a day without outsourcing. If I can do it, you can do it too, if not even better. So the creation of the content is pretty straightforward. I'll be giving you different strategies to create your content for your ebooks, no matter, regardless of the topic you're about to write, so you can get started right away. So make sure you stay until the end of this call in order to learn how. So far, we talked about what you need to do to get your Kindle book right away up and running. Now is the time to show you how to do it. Knowing what to do is not enough. You have to know how to do it. I'm going to walk you through the process, code in your hand, to get your books up and running. That's why I created this training program called the Kindle Cash. which is dedicated to your Kindle success. This is a 6-module video training course which will show you everything you need to know about Kindle publishing, everything you need to know from A to Z and how to do it. More specifically, you'll be able to learn how to create content for your Kindle books in any topic for just 2 days. And you'll learn how to create e-covers for your own ebooks that sell. You'll discover common pitfalls and mistakes Kindle publishers make and how to eliminate them. You'll learn how to identify what people are buying on Amazon and find hot niches or profitable categories in order to increase sales and exposure. You'll learn how to market and promote your Kindle books effectively. You're going to learn how to price your books in a way that encourages sales. You learn how to increase sales of your books that are not selling on Kindle. You learn how to disarm bad or one-star reviews customers are leaving that are hurting your sales. And you learn how to outsource effectively the writing and the design of your books if you don't know how to do it yourself or if you don't have the available time to do it yourself. And you learn how to identify, evaluate, and hire new candidates to write the content for you and to design your books. And also you're going to learn how to find high quality workers without looking for new candidates, how to outsource the market research quite effectively, how to build a powerful team allowing you to have a Kindle business running without you, and how to discover the most dangerous mistakes when it comes to hiring new writers and potential candidates to get a job done, and much, much more. Well, as you already mentioned, Scott mentioned at the beginning of this call, as part of the Action Coaching Club, I'm going to give you a free access to the entire first module of the course to get a taste of what this course is all about. And to get started, you have to go to the kindlecash.com/Scott. That is the kindlecash.com/Scott to get the first module of the course for free. Scott, is there anything else you can add? Are there any questions?
Yes, we have some questions, but I wanted to add a couple of things, personal experiences that I've had with you, and also, with Kindle. When I first got involved with online marketing, and a lot of people struggle with this, Chris. They have this idea. I tell this story, but oftentimes it doesn't sink in. My story was when I went bankrupt, I discovered online marketing, and my goal was to replace my income, my entire income, which was very large at the time, with a website. And I found out really, really fast that it wasn't possible for me to do that quickly. Exactly. So what I then decided to do was I decided I was going to just have, I started a business called .com marketing. And I was just going to put up lots and lots of websites that made a few $100 a month.
No.
And that is how
what happened?
Well, that's how I started making money. I started making a little bit of money. Like you said, the hardest thing to do is make $1 online. But once you've made $1, now you're ahead of 99% of all the other people trying to make money online, because they're going after big dollars. And so now let's say I've got, at the time I had maybe 3 or 4 little websites making, a few $100 here. One of them started making a little bit of money, a couple of grand. And it was right around that time that I met Evan, was introduced to the Guru Blueprint, and applied his strategies to Guru Blueprint. And then within 3 months, that website was making over $10,000 a month.
Wow,
and
fantastic.
still does to this day. But here's the thing. You don't necessarily start off with that one program. I didn't. It was like the 5th or 6th website that I started that ended up being the one that got traction. And then
so many mistakes. Yeah, you made so many mistakes.
But here's another thing.
You learn from those mistakes, and that's how you become successful.
Right. But it was that website that finally was successful, that introduced me to individuals. I attracted other people that became partners. I did joint ventures and so forth. And that beginning was what has made me a successful online marketer. But now going back to that original thought, how do we do this? Okay, like if my idea is to make $500 or $1,000 on let's say, multiple websites. The number that we hear a lot, Chris, is I want to make 10 grand a month. Okay, but there are a number of different ways of thinking of that $10,000. You can
Right.
think of it as 10 grand, big lump of money coming from one place every month, or you can think of $500 a month coming from 20 different places.
Exactly.
And believe it or not, it's a lot easier to make $500 a month
Mm-hmm.
from a website, or in your case, from Kindle.
Kindle.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now you have yourself made several thousands of dollars a month. You have friends in third world countries like Bulgaria who are
Yeah.
making $5,000-6,000 a month, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. I have a student here in Bulgaria who lives across the street, uh, and I show him some of my strategies, and he started making like $400 or $500 a month, which is those money in the United States are not that much, but here in the third world countries, it's pretty good.
Well, you know that's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's a global marketplace now.
Exactly.
Some little dipshit kid in no name town Bulgaria can pick up some of your strategies and make $500 a month on Kindle. Just imagine. You know, we're supposedly the smartest, the greatest, and the most
You are,
access,
man.
you
You are,
know, over
guys.
here in the U.S. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this is why it's such a privilege to have you on the call today, because you're teaching, you know, people who don't live in what is commonly called the greatest country on earth, you know,
Yeah.
and you're still making money. But
Exactly.
Chris, here's my greatest story. When I met you, or not when I met you, but when you first started telling me about your Kindle program and about your Kindle
Mm.
trainings, I had never thought of Kindle before, and I didn't feel like writing a book because I didn't have any particular interest in Kindle. And I
Right.
don't know if you remember this story, but here's what I did. When you opt into my website at theoilmoney.com, you get
Mm.
a report, okay? And the report that I used to give away was 15 pages, and it was entitled Single Mom Makes $300 Before Breakfast. And so just to test your theory, I
Uh-huh.
published that little 15-page report on Kindle, and I put a price on it of $2.99. And then it was like maybe, I don't know, maybe a month later that you and I talked, and you asked me how that book
Mm.
was doing, and I said, I got no idea. I haven't even, I forgot all about it. And I went back to my Kindle account, and I looked at it, and I sold 36 copies of it.
Amazing.
That
From,
is
from
crazy.
yeah. From 299, I think you're getting a 70% royalty, so you're getting about $1
Right.
from each sale. So that's
Hmm.
pretty cool, you know.
It's fantastic because it's something that, and now you would think that I would then, you know, like go crazy with Kindle and start making a lot of money. I haven't, but this is something now. You've inspired me again. I've got lots of stuff inside me, lots of books I want to write. But
Exactly,
one
that
of
are
the,
still on your computer, and
uh-huh.
you just, I mean, there are a lot of reports and ebooks that from notes or something like that are still in your computer, and you can just a little rewrite them and add some content on them and submit it on Kindle. You get them approved within 12 hours. You can start making money from the files you have in your computer, you know.
Every single person needs to get this first module that Itsu's giving away, that Chris is giving away, and start digging in and start looking at Kindle this way.
Mm.
Here's what I want everybody to do. I want everybody to shoot for $500 a month. And then once you do that, once you cross that bridge, then
Mm.
let's go for 3 grand a month and 5 grand a month, because it's absolutely achievable. But
It
here's the
can be
thing.
done. Yeah.
Chris, will you agree with me that it is achievable? However, if we get hung up on a particular niche, one niche, and it's not working, we keep, you know, trying and trying and trying, we've got to shift gears at some point.
Exactly.
That's part of your course, right?
Yeah, you don't want to hit your head against the wall and trying to make something that doesn't work. That's why you have to test different categories in order to find the winners and do more of what works. So when you find a hot category, based on the report you published on Amazon previously, you can create more reports based on that. You can create series of books like first edition, second edition, third edition, and do more of what works, because obviously that's what people are looking and buying from Amazon, and you want to get this content out to as many eyeballs as you can, because Amazon has the traffic. They just need the product. They just need your content. They need your information. So that's why Kindle is so powerful.
Chris, I've got a question for you from Tim.
All right.
And Tim wants to know, what are your thoughts on using the 5 free days that Amazon offers?
I wouldn't go for the entire 5 free days, but probably I'll go for day or two. Usually when I run a free promotion on my books, I usually do it for 2 days. If I see a lot of downloads, like more than 4,000 free downloads, I'm increasing that to 5 days, because the more free downloads you have, the bigger the ranking and the more sales you're going to have after the end of the promotion. When you get those free downloads, Amazon is rewarding you with the higher rankings. I remember I submitted a book on recipes, on the recipes category, and it got 16,000 downloads for just 4 days. So that's pretty amazing. 16,000 downloads for a single book, and I was getting like 4,000 or 5,000 downloads from that book alone, and I saw the demand, and I increased that from 2 days free promotion to a 4-day free promotion. And I left that 1 day for later on in case the book slowed down a little bit, because as you know, Amazon is a dynamic platform. You may be a bestseller 1 day, but it can drop dramatically, so you have to keep tweaking things in order to stay on the top.
It's funny you should mention the recipes book, because Hung Yi had just asked me how you were doing with that recipes book. Okay, so I think Hung Yi just
Pretty
got
good,
your
actually.
answer.
Pretty
Fantastic.
good. People are very responsive. Yeah, people are very responsive, and I'm getting a lot of reviews on those books. I have like 12 recipes books, which is not part of what I'm doing, but basically because I enjoy cooking and I love cooking a lot, so basically I just put up 10 or 15 recipes with the pictures on them so that the book can get a little more in length. And I submitted 10 or 15 recipes for, I don't know, like $3.99, $4.99. So this book was selling like crazy.
Right on.
So
Do you have a recipe in there for Bulgarian waffles with sprinkles? No.
well, no, but I haven't thought of that before you send that promotion. Probably I'll do something like this in
Do
the
something
future.
with that?
Yeah.
Okay, now James, completely on the other side of the world from you in Brisbane, Australia. He's got
Oh,
a
hi
question.
James.
He says, we have written 3 ebooks ready for launch, and we are wondering what software to use to create the ebook.
Well, you don't have to use a specific software. All you need to have is to have a Microsoft Word document. This is an Office package which every PC or every laptop should have. I mean, it's pretty common in the computers nowadays. So basically, you don't need to have a specific software to create those ebooks. Amazon gets that Microsoft Word document and convert it to their specific format so that they can so that people can buy it on Amazon. You don't need to have you don't need to use any specific software. All you need to have is Microsoft Word document. You can type everything in your Microsoft Word document, submit it on Kindle, and that should be and that's pretty much the process. You don't need
Okay.
any specific software. Yeah.
All right, and Richard wants to know, is it easy or possible to include hand-drawn sketches and images?
Well, you can use another software to create your book, like for example, Photoshop. You can include some images right there, but I don't advise you to use the Microsoft Word itself, because Microsoft Word is generating HTML kind of tags when you type. So basically, sometimes there can be some symbols that may not be approved from Amazon. So when you have those complex objects like handwritings and this kind of stuff, you can do them in Photoshop and include them as a photo or as a picture inside your Microsoft Word document. So that's how you can include, you can screen capture, by the way, those objects and include them inside your book, and that's how you can get them up and running.
Hey, I've got Kate here who's asking if you don't have Microsoft Word, can you do it in Pages for Mac? I believe I answered her question correctly by saying that a Mac has the capability of converting a Pages document to a Word document. when you save it, then
Yeah,
you just submit it as a Word doc, right? You
yeah.
know,
You have to
those of
submit it. You can. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, those of us who work with Macs, and I work on a Mac also. I also have a
Hmm.
PC because I've got to have both. But
Yeah, me
the
too.
Mac makes it possible for us to convert everything that we can do on a PC, or we can do it on a Mac. We just have to convert it, and so it's a simple process of learning how to do that.
The file you're going to submit on Kindle should always be in a Microsoft Word document. The extension I think is .doc or .docx. That's the file format of the document. That should be the extension in order to get it up and running on Kindle for approval.
Hey, apparently somebody likes the template that you're using here for your presentation, Chris.
Thanks.
Leonard wants to know what's the name of the template you're using.
Oh, it's actually a general template. I think I'm using a PowerPoint 2010 Office Professional Plus edition of the Microsoft Office. So this is it's a stock template. There are templates that come with the PowerPoint. So basically, that was located over there in the design tab. So it's a stock template. I'm not using any additional. I'm not purchasing additional templates for PowerPoint.
That's a good looking template. Okay,
Yeah,
now Leonard
thanks.
has another question, and it's a good question. Those of you who have published on Kindle before will know what this means. Those of
Hmm.
you who haven't, this is why I encourage everybody to get your fingernails dirty
You
and get
have
in
to,
there and
guys. It's
start
an amazing
dirty.
opportunity. I
Mhm.
just cannot emphasize that enough. Okay, go ahead.
So
What was the
the
question?
question is, what are the pros and cons for Kindle and EPUB? Also, what are the pros and cons for the 70% royalty and the 35% royalty options?
Okay, so the first question, the pros and the cons for the EPUB. Basically, I think Amazon is converting the Microsoft Word document into EPUB, but you can use this EPUB document to submit your work somewhere else. For example, you can submit your book on the Apple's iBook store. And over there, I think they're pretty much submitting this kind of stuff. But you can go to lulu.com where you can submit your books also in different places, not only on Amazon. So you have alternatives. However, Amazon is having a KDP Select program. So once you enroll your book in the KDP Select, you're not allowed to publish that ebook anywhere else. You have to submit it only on Amazon. It has to be unique content. This is what Amazon wants. Otherwise, if Amazon catch you that your book is selling elsewhere, for example, in iTunes or some other platforms, your account may be terminated or blocked, and you have to work it out with Amazon in order uh, to get it up and running. But basically, the pros and cons. I'm not very familiar with the EPUB that much, but I heard about it. And of course, you can submit it to other platforms. But basically, that's pretty much. I don't really know the pros and cons between the Microsoft Word and the EPUB. About
Mhm.
the second about the second question, which was, can you read it again, Scott, for me?
Yeah, hang on a second.
The second question.
I may have. Okay, also, what are the pros and cons for the 70% royalty and the 35% royalty options?
Okay, so you want to always go for the 70%. Um, I remember usually I made a test where I put just for the sake 35% to see what's going to happen if Amazon was going to give more exposure, because obviously Amazon is making more money because I set the option to 35% and they're getting the larger percentage of the sale. But this didn't impact my sales as much. So probably I was kind of looking to get even more money. So I always put the 70% option because you can choose between 35 or 70% royalties. However, if you are publishing books that are public domain work, Amazon is not going to allow you to put a 70% option royalties, because if it's a public domain, if it's, for example, in the Project Gutenberg's website, if you get a book from there and submit it on Amazon, you can get only 35% royalties. However, sometimes if you put your book for 70% royalties, Amazon can give you 35% because the sale was not made in the US. So for example, if somebody from, I don't know, from Bulgaria goes to Amazon and buys your book, you're not going to get 70% royalties because the sale was not in the US. I mean, a US person didn't buy this book, but if Scott buys your book, you're going to get 70% royalties, regardless of the option you choose on the royalties section, on the payment section. When you submit your book on Amazon, you still get 35% if I buy the book because I'm not located in the US. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Chris. And Robert, our friend out in Colorado, he says, I already have a paper book published, and I have that paper book on my coffee table in the living room. How
okay.
easy is it to convert to Kindle format? Do I have to do anything about publishing rights for the book? Also, he says, good call. I'm excited, Chris. Thanks for this.
Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Well, basically, what you can do is to get somebody else to rewrite the book for you. Like, for example, there are transcription services, but basically you can order this online. You have to scan the book yourself with a scanner and upload it digitally on your computer, so you can hand it to some worker from elines.com or from vworker.com or for guru.com. These are websites where you can find workers that can do work for you. Or also you can go on Fiverr or Fiverr.com, where people transcribe books for you from videos or whatever. They can rewrite the book, retype the book for you from the scanned pages on your computer, so that you can have this book in a Microsoft Word document. You have to rewrite the book. Someone has to retype or rewrite the book for you in a Microsoft Word document in order to submit it on Kindle. So this work has to be done in one way or another. You can do it yourself, but if the book is 200, 300 pages, well, you can outsource this stuff very easily. But that's one of the ways you can do it. You can scan the pages with a scanner, probably in the image format, in a JPEG format, so you can hand it to a worker to retype the book if you don't have the time to do it yourself. So that's how you can transfer this information very easily into Microsoft Word document through outsourcing. And okay. I think you can do it very cheaply. I don't think people charge money for that. I mean, charge that much for this.
I'm sorry, Robert. Robert is correcting me again. He's in Canada, not in Colorado. I always get that wrong.
Oh, Scott. Yeah.
Our guy Joe knows everything. I swear this guy's everywhere. And he's the only guy that consistently comments on Action Coaching website. I want to reprimand everybody, but Joe's always there for me. But Joe says the theme that you're using is Horizon theme from PowerPoint.
Okay.
Who asked that
Thank
question.
Joe for the clarification.
Okay. Well, listen, that brings us to the top of the hour. Chris, I want to thank you again for coming on. I want every single person on the call tonight to go to this link, thekindlecash.com/Scott. I'm a little embarrassed, actually. You might have done the kindlecash.com/Eben, because I don't want to, but it's okay this time.
This is your time now.
This is my baby, okay? This is my show. But,
exactly.
This is an amazing way. And Robert and Richard, don't get hung up on the books that you've already written. Don't get hung up on, because it's already written, spend an enormous amount of time, rewriting it or finding another way to get it published. You've got a million other books inside you. We all do. Let's write those new books. Let's get those fresh ideas out. And another thing, too, is, we're not talking about big, fat books. We can write little reports. We can write little books that people want to read. One of the things that I like to encourage my students to do is write a little report and give it away. And in the back page, you're allowed, by Kindle, you're allowed to put a link in there to the first chapter or the second chapter of the book.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
That way you can use it as a lead generating tool to get people to a landing page where they have to opt in and get the rest of your book. And then once they read the first chapter, then they'll probably buy the rest of the book. There's so many strategies. How did Chris figure this out? He just started doing it. And that is the thing that is most difficult for so many of us. We either never get started or we're so hung up on doing it the way we used to do it, or the way we want to do it, or are comfortable doing it, that we never break through that thing, that big block that we have. Okay, and Paul who was on last on the last session that we did last Monday. I hope everyone took advantage of his free videos that teach us how to break through those blockages that we set up for ourselves that prevent us from being, as much as we can be, from producing as much good stuff, as much good content as we can. If you are sitting at any point in time, if you are sitting there struggling with why you're not making money, with why you can't get past this hurdle that stands in front of you, one of the things that you can do that I find really productive is just burn it down. Whatever it is that you've been working on that you can't seem to finish, that you can't seem to make money with, burn it down. Just like a bridge behind you. And don't look at it again, and start something brand new and fresh. Because you've got great ideas. You've already produced something great. It just may not have had commercial intent. Ray taught us about commercial intent. One of the ways that we find out if our ideas have commercial intent is we go to Google or we go to YouTube. We can find out really fast if anyone is willing to pay for that keyword or for that topic. And if they are, then you might have some commercial intent there. And if you can't, you can be in love with it as much as you want, and it still is not going to make money. So find things that make money. Look, right now, it is my goal that when Christmas comes, every single person who's been a regular attendee on Action Coaching has made their first dollar and is making regular, consistent money. Of all the things that we have talked about since I started doing Action Coaching, this Kindle course can show you how to make money consistently online. And once you're making money, whether it's $500, $1,000, or $5,000 a month, and those numbers are very, very realistic, once you're doing that, now you've got some income to fuel your other activities. Because I'll tell you something, the way it works online is one thing leads to another. That's how it happened for me. That's how it happened for Eben. That's how it happened for Chris. That's how it's happening for everybody who is successful marketing programs online. You just get started with something, and you don't have to get completely married to it. Okay? You can make some money on it, recognize its potential, and then move on and create something else. And still nurture that thing that's making you money. You got to always nurture it. That thing that loves you, he's paying you, she's paying you every single month. Okay? Nurture it, but start something fresh. Start something new and move on. Move past your mental blocks that are keeping you from making money. Because
you know what? Yeah.
Yes,
when
sir.
you start taking action, by the way, you'll see the momentum going on, and you'll be addicted to the action, and you want to do more and more and more, and it's a form of addiction. And once you build that momentum, you will not stop, and your income is gonna just coming up as a byproduct of your efforts. It's amazing. I've experienced that myself, and it's.
It is really true. And that, one of the things I really like about the contrast between, the action coaching calls that we do here and the other webinars that are done by, the other, amazing people that are on Eben's team and Eben himself, is that, I always wanted action coaching to be a really raw kind of meeting place for all of us to just get down in the dirt and talk about these things that we're doing, things that are working, things that are not working.
That's
but
a good
you know
idea.
what? I've tried to not, I've tried to get away from, the politeness and the etiquette that is generally used, simply because by doing that, I want to shake people up. I want to get a reputation here, okay? Because and how am I going to get a reputation here? I'm going to get a reputation because everybody on Action Coaching is going to be making money. Okay? That's my goal. My goal is to get everybody here making money. Now, Chris, would you do me a favor? I would like for you tomorrow to get in touch with Hung Yi. She's struggling a little bit and she needs your help. I'm going to hook up with her too, and we're going to slap her around and get her motivated. Okay? And we're going to figure out what it is. So what?
You can give her my Skype so that she can get in touch with me.
She doesn't have your Skype?
I don't think
Okay,
so.
I'll give her your Skype.
All
And
right.
if you would just, she's a real special case and a real special person. I'd like for you to give her some special attention. So
Sure. If
I
she's
wasn't serious
struggling
when I
really,
said
really
let's.
bad, why not?
No, no, no. She's not struggling really bad. She's got an amazing book. She's got an amazing program. She's an amazing person, and but she's struggling a little bit with the book, and we need to dig down and figure out what it is that is preventing this book from selling. Okay,
Sure.
and I want you to be really hardcore with her. Okay,
Of
if
course.
you see whatever you see, I want you to just tell her straight up what it is. If she needs to move on, let's make her move on. But if we can make this book work for her, I really would like to, find a way to make it work. Okay?
Definitely. I'll see what I can do.
Okay, fantastic. Well, listen,
Hmm.
Chris, I think it's after 4 a.m. where you are. I think we should let you get back to your girlfriend, snuggled up in bed. It's probably getting pretty cold there in Bulgaria. And I just can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on. Please, everybody, go to thekindlecash.com/Scott. Please also leave your comments on the Action Coaching website and let me know if how much you enjoyed the program this evening. Tell me if you have any suggestions for upcoming events, and if you would like to participate and present something as Chris did tonight. I'd
Hmm.
really love to invite you to come on. Chris, any parting thoughts before we let you go back to bed?
One word. Action.
I love you, man. Let's take action right
I
now
love you
because
too.
that's what action coaching is all about.
Exactly. That's the name of the club.
That's right. Thanks, Chris.
Mm.
I'll see you later, buddy.
All right. Thanks, everybody.